Hi, everyone. This is Jody, and I am here today. We have a new session on letters to God. Remember, that's the journaling that we're doing every week. We're on here Monday and Friday. And today we are doing replacing lies with truth. So I don't know how many of you have ever had those lies in your head that told you you're not worthy, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're not enough. Well, I had a lot of those lies in my head. Remember, I had talked to you about my past life on wrong choices, all kinds of things going into my life that maybe some people put on me. Maybe I made that choice and I reaped what I sowed, basically. But my way out, my life, my wanting to live again, all came through Jesus, basically. And once again, like I tell you every single week, this is not a religious program. I'm not talking religion, I'm talking personal relationship with Christ, with God. So I had a lot of negative talk in my head. That's what I call it. It's lies, is basically what it is. It's lies about who I am. And really, how those lies, they're like seeds. They get planted in you. And a lot of times they take root in pain. So everybody's gone through something that has been ugly, has not been good, has been hurtful. Rejection is a big one. I always said I had a spirit of rejection with me, and I looked at everything negatively through people rejecting me. And a lot of times they weren't rejecting me. That was the lie in my head that I began to live out of, was rejection. And it only got worse and worse and worse to where rejection doesn't make you want to be bold and choose to live life abundantly. Not at all. So rejection is one of the seeds that is planted with these lies in your head. It comes from trauma, um, any kind of pain, any moments of hurt in your life can have these seeds grow of lies in your life. So, bad thing that we do too with these lies is we rehearse them. We go over and over and over in our head about. I used to always say, because I was in bad relationships, I would always say, well, no wonder you're ugly. Who would want you? And this was my self talk to myself, telling myself how ugly I was. And it's not a wonder that my ex boyfriend's husband, whatever, had was unfaithful to me because I was so ugly. Well, what a thing to say to yourself, huh? Well, it's the truth. I did. And I know a lot of us are stuck in these self talks that are negative and that they are lies and they do destroy us. They do paralyze us that we don't go forward. We don't live our best lives because of these lies that keep ruminating. We rehearse them. And rehearsing them is bad. You know, we talked about that, taking captive those thoughts and renew our mind with something good. So let's say that we put the truth there. Truth does have a voice and we can hear it. And usually that voice, it's gentle. God's truth is always steady, loving, and healing. And that's what we want to grasp hold of, is his gentle, soothing voice is what we want. Lies accuse us of being stupid, being ugly, being not enough, being a mistake. How about that? How many of us think that it was a mistake that we were even born? I know I did. I thought that. So now we identify, first we identify the lie that we're telling ourselves. I identified it. I knew what I said. I heard myself say that in my head over and over, but it was like I didn't have the power to stop it because I didn't believe that about myself. I believed I was ugly. I believed I was stupid. So now we identify the lie and we replace it with truth. We replace it with living truth, which is God's word. God continually talks in his word about how amazing we are, how much he loves us, that we were created for a purpose and a plan, and that we can do anything through him. Jesus says the truth will set you free, and it will set you free. So we replace that lie with truth. And we go over and over with that. Just like we went through our mind with how ugly I was all the time, I'm going to go through with my mind as how beautiful I am, that God created me, and I was made in his image and I am amazing. So I'm replacing that lie with the truth daily. If you need, remember we talked about positive affirmations. So you need to put sticky notes on your mirror. You need to remind yourself, continue. It's not a feeling, it's not an emotion, it is the truth. So even though I don't feel like, I look in the mirror and I look at myself and think, okay, I'm still not thinking I'm cute. I'm still thinking I'm ugly. It doesn't matter. I'm going on what God's truth is. And within time, that begins to change my outlook on what I see myself. I look at myself now as being beautiful, not the kind of beautiful that I'm, what do you say, vain or that. I know that God created me this way. I'm uniquely made. And I'm great. I truly am. There's nobody else like me. And I'm great, just like there's nobody else like you. And you are amazing and you are beautiful no matter what your perception is of yourself. And we've talked about that before, that we need to change our perception of ourselves. That's the lies that are in our head. Say it out loud, the positive affirmation. Write it down. Remember, that's what we're doing, is writing letters to God. We are journaling every day. Get the lie out. Look at the lie. What is the lie you're saying about yourself, that you've been saying about yourself for years and years and years, that you settle for a life of complacency, a life of stagnation, a life of negative, instead of living your best life, going out there and grabbing life? Faith over fear. I remember I told you I was consumed with fear. And it's like, not no more. Life is way too short to settle for this crap in your life. You don't have to. You have a choice. So choose life, choose joy. You can reprogram your brain. Say it out loud what the lie is that you tell yourself. Identify it, and then replace it with the truth about who God says you are. Replace it by writing it down over and over. I know I find in myself, if I write something down, I have a better chance of remembering and ruminating it over in my brain and getting it correct, not just the sick perceptive that I've had of myself since the hurt and the pain. And I'm not saying that we're not going to still have struggles and still have hurt and pain, but once we begin to do this, once the truth comes in, it gives us so much peace, so much, because like we talked about, lies accuse and truth restores. And even if you struggle with trusting in God, truth still can bring peace to you, because that's what truth is. It is peace, is what it is. So remember, lies accuse, truth restores. And God's word is always loving, always healing, and he's here to restore. All right, guys, this is it for Friday. So enjoy your weekend and remember, choose joy. Okay, thanks for watching.